Is there anything Clinton could do differently now these last 40 days, either one of them?
I think they're going to do what Barack Obama asked them to do. I think I think Clinton will campaign in southern Ohio and parts of Pennsylvania and Arkansas and maybe some big cities at the end. I think Hillary will campaign across the Midwest. I think whatever they're, and I'm not cynical enough to believe that people who have spent their whole adult life working for the Democratic Party and Democratic causes want the Democratic candidate for president to lose. Now, if that person loses, yes, she'll run again, no question about it. But I can't believe they want him to lose. And then beyond that, they can't be seen to be blamed if he does lose.
It always struck me as, it always seemed to me that that Obama would be like the natural best buddy of Bill Clinton, and that had things been different, that this would be, in some other way, a really sweet moment for Clinton.
Well, I think that's one of the hardest things, I think, to watch. Because you're right. I mean, you try to get inside the mind of Clinton. Who, if you see the first African American candidate in your party who's going to succeed you, and you're not part of it in a full way, that's got to hurt.
And you don't know how to get there because it's complicated.
And the guy who's running wants you and needs you on one level, but is angry at another level and needs to establish himself.
Right.
So there's just a little bit of a force field there.
When Tim Russert was still with us, you two were the only people hosting Sunday shows, I believe, who had, serious political backgrounds. Because Bob Schieffer has always been a journalist, and Chris Wallace, as far as I know. Did you ever have Tim envy?
Every single Thursday morning when he would beat me, right?
Well, now may he rest in peace. That element's gone, and I guess there's a kind of Sunday show wars going on, and that they're gonna pick a new competitor to you. Do you have a candidate for that job?
No, I wouldn't presume to say. I mean, you've actually called me on a very good day though, because it is Thursday. We did get our ratings, and we came in since I've been anchored. This was the first time we came in second for the whole season.
So. And
we actually, in the key demo, adults 25 to 54, we actually beat Meet the Press last week. So we're on a little bit of an
beat Tom Brokaw. So if you, congratulations, if you were to beat Tom Brokaw during the course of these he's there till what? The election?
At least through the election.
And that could be re-upped if they haven't figured it out. But that's a great platform for you to continue on, whoever they should name, right? I mean, you just need to get that. This is a campaign, right? You need to get that advantage.
It is a bit of a campaign, but every week, and you're fighting it out every week, but I can't. All I can do is really put my show on. There's nothing I can do until I know who they're going to put up, and even once they do, it probably wouldn't change what I'm doing all that much.
Right, and presumably Schieffer won't be there.
Who knows?
Who knows? It could be forever. I take that back,
He's
Bob.
retired 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, no, I forget I said that. Do you ever have guests, particularly politicians, who don't want to come on because it's you, because they won't think of you as a journalist?
It just hasn't happened, thank goodness,
There's never been a testy moment where they are like, well, George, you're a Democrat.
No, well, everybody's default position, and all the politicians have been trained to bring it. If they feel like they're in a corner, sometimes they'll say, well, when you were in the White House, or something like that. But
what's your rejoinder?
Generally, I'll ignore it.
Throw the water in their face and say, get off my set?
No, because one of the things I've learned. First of all, I've been doing this a long time now. I've been doing this for 11 years.
Yeah.
And number one, and I think I've proven that I can do the job fairly.
Yeah.
Usually it's not worth taking the bait. On the other hand, one of the things I think that viewers respect is that because I have worked on Capitol Hill, worked in campaigns, worked in the White House, I actually do know something about what's going on. So there are times when I'll use it too.
Well, that was a virtue of Russert. Don't you think that's what he brought to, in a way, didn't he make you possible?
No.
Wait, George, no, seriously. Before Russert, it had always been solid newsmen in those jobs.
Not really true, though. I mean, there's actually a lot of in the Sunday show.
In the Sunday show, that's what I'm talking about. Having a Sunday show, he was sort of the model for the guy who had been
I guess that's right. Although by the time, I mean, Chris Matthews had done it. It wasn't a Sunday show.
Well, he made Chris
Diane
possible.
Sawyer worked in
Right.
the Nixon White House.
No.
You know, you've had.
Diane never had a Sunday show. I think I must say what I guess I'm trying to say here is I think of Sunday shows as a field apart from the rest of the news
Increasingly,
business.
it's probably true. Yeah.
Because what's always been the case is that what they lack in ratings compared to everything else that's on television, they make up.
Although
in
we're
the
one of the few
quality.
places now that's actually going up.
You're getting real ratings.
Yeah.
As opposed to just people who are great viewers.
No, it's this year the attention has been just extraordinary.
Nothing's been like this.
Nothing's been like it. And, you know, we asked this poll question in our ABC poll: are you paying close attention to the election? You go back a year and a half to April of 2007, and it was like 66%, which is numbers that you usually get around the conventions. Now it's 91. Yeah. You can't get 91% of the country to do anything.
I don't know what y'all are going to do November 5th, 6th, 7th, when we're all, you know.
Although either way, the story
down.
is going to be pretty exciting afterwards.
It still will be, yeah. Let's talk about your roundtable for a moment. Because, you know, I don't know about now, but at least back then, that was always when the ratings were their highest.
People love the roundtable.
They love the roundtable.
We made a big mistake about 3 years ago. For about 6 weeks, we tried to kind of do away with it. Disaster.
I sometimes, like, especially if you have surrogates on, I just fast forward to the roundtable, but that's nothing to do with you. What is the math of the roundtable in your head? What do you want, apart from always having George Will on your
George,
right?
my anchor. Yeah, he's
but
fantastic.
what do you see as the perfect math, you know?
It depends on the week, actually.
Yeah.
Ideally, you want a combination of debate and analysis.
Mm-hmm.
And you want a combination of very opinionated people from both the right and the left, and one or two people, you hope all of them, who are really plugged into whatever's going on that week, who really have reporting.
Is there, in addition to George, is there one seat that somebody are always required to have, whether it's Sam or Koki, sort of a rotating?
No, but I've got Koki is on twice a month.
Okay.
Sam is on once a month.
Right.
And then the rest is, it's funny, I just have this list in my head where I'm always trying to put it together.
Mm-hmm. Do you have to plan it ahead of time, or can you say, I really want so-and-so this week?
To get the people you really want. And I try to now plan it. I try to fill 3 of the seats several weeks out and then leave a little flexibility. You can't always do that, but leave some flexibility for the 4th seat.
Is there anybody you like to have on who you just so completely disagree with, or, you know, just gets under your skin and yet they think it's great? You think it's great to have them there?
No. It's fun to watch George, Will, and Katrina Vanden Heuvel. They often they kind of get under each other's skin. You know, I'm not going to put Ann Coulter on. I mean, but I'm not going to if I feel that way.
Limits.
I'm not going to put. I just won't put them on.
Yeah. Okay. Has George surprised you this campaign?
It's been fun to watch.
Because he surprised me, but I'm not you.
You know, I don't know if it's a surprise, but I see him. You know, he's struggling with watching a party and a movement that he's part of is coming apart, and is not necessarily in his mind staying true to its principles.
Right.
And I think it started with the war in Iraq, and the way it was fought. I think you know, he's always been at odds with John McCain.
Yeah.
But I don't think there was a natural candidate for him in this race. And he's always been intrigued by Obama. I mean, you know, to give George credit, I think it was last October, November, because it really did startle me then, where he just said Obama's going to be the next president. And he felt.
You know, I hear that from people. I even had lunch with a friend of mine who worked for McCain for years, and I'm not going to say the sex because it'll sort of almost give it away. But it was like, well, Obama's going to win. There's that side of Washington that always amazes me. The public faces and then privately what everybody's saying, and I wonder, why aren't they just saying it publicly if they really feel this way? But
well, I mean, they could be wrong.
Yeah, well, yeah, we don't dare want to do that. You know, it's God forbid. For a moment, the Biden-Palin matchup. Now, this is bubbling up. This rumor that's going around, especially on the internet, that Biden's going to back out at the last minute. He's going to claim a health problem, and then
I think that's so dumb.
and then Obama's going to put Hillary on.